of work on the go right now. I cut out the pedal bar and all the pedal tabs here to make some room for the new assembly. We got these for a great deal from Jonathan Schwimler, Race Cars there. I'll add a little clip of who he is there in this video right now. He's a really great guy, helped me out huge with a couple of parts. Got proportioning valve from him as well too. That's going to be super handy. It's got a brake light built into it. And we're doing a huge brake pedal upgrade here. This has an actual bias bar built into it, dual master cylinder to a single pedal. So we're going to run a single brake pedal now. I got a piece of his old firewall as well to use to bolt up to, which is pretty handy for me. And then also a pedal for the clutch, which I'm going to convert to hydraulic, which should be interesting. I got a little slave cylinder in the house, and we're going to mount up the slave cylinder here to pull the clutch lever and basically run it and see how it works out. Definitely, like I said, it's going to be interesting. I can't find any information online about cable to hydraulic conversions done this way that I'm doing it on a sport bike like this. It's not a very common thing. So what's going on with the brake pedals? They are huge, so I'm cutting the plates down to make them more usable and make them better to fit in there so I can get the most room out of it as possible, because I got to try to get both pedals on this side of the center of the rack and pinion within 7/8, because you're gonna have a 7/8 shaft dead center going right here. So I want to leave at least a 7/8 there, right, for my steering shaft. So I'm gonna cut the firewall plate down to fit it a little easier for us, and then we'll see what we can do in making it fit. We're also gonna have to pull the seat back and maybe extend the steering wheel as well in this setup, because the pedals are going to come forward a little bit. So we'll see how it goes and get to work. Hey guys, I don't know where I left off last time, but I'm pretty sure we were mid-mounting the pedals. But I'm just trying to use up the last of the gas in the welder. It's pretty much empty, and I'll be able to fill it up tomorrow because it's Thursday today. So, but the pedals are tacked in now. They're in the spot I want them. They're going to clear that steering line that we talked about. Go straight down between the two pedals here. So it's not going to interfere anymore with the pedals. It's all nice and clear. Yes, and then bias bar. So this is the bias bar right here. This bar that goes through the two links that go to each thing. And as you turn this bias bar, it's changing the amount of distance here and here, therefore changing the amount of pressure applied to each pedal at what time. Well, not at what time, but the amount of pressure that's applied to each pedal. Just as if you were bench pressing and you were holding the bar to the right hand side, that side's gonna lift a lot quicker, right? And that's how that works. But this one also has a little machined link here that a cable goes into, so I can run a cable up to the dashboard or down to the side there and control the brakes. And then this I'm also going to run in the rear line, and also just to help organize all my brakes and give me a brake light. This is a Willwood proportioning valve, and I'll probably mount that somewhere around the same spot as that cable. So I'm going to try to burn out the rest of my gas there. I'll weld in those pedals. Well, actually, I want to leave them tacked. So I might use the gas actually to mess around back here with the clutch master cylinder, or the clutch slave cylinder. Because my plan is I'm going to cut this tab for the 636 motor flush, and then mount a tab up inside here on the inside of the engine mount that this thread can go through, and the two nuts can tighten down onto like a lock nut, and then it can adjust back and forth. And then when I get it adjusted, there'll be a hole in the ZXR thing, and I'll either throw a hose clamp around it or throw a zap strap around it, as crazy it is. The important part is that we've got a good solid mount on this end for the actual hydraulic to push against, right? But all in all, this should work out pretty well, I'm hoping. So I might mess around welding a tab on for that. We'll see. The sleeve cylinder all figured out back here. I put a tab, like I said, on the frame, so that way it's adjustable this way in the throw. And then I had to add a tab to the actual arm of the clutch shifter here, because the way that it was angled, it came straight down like this. So it just wanted to project this way towards that side of the buggy. So with my slave cylinder pointed that way, it didn't really pull very well. It wanted to pull the opposite way, whereas now, because I added that extension like that, it goes that way. Well, it wants to a little better. So as you can see, that's working pretty smooth. So now all I should have to do is run a line from that to our clutch master cylinder, and we'll give that a test and see if it works. Really cool stuff. I haven't seen anything online of a ZX6R motor with a hydraulic clutch like this. It's not anything that'd be realistic on a bike, but I don't know actually, because there might be smaller methods, but this method probably wouldn't work on a bike. It's great for these buggies, so yeah, should work out good. So that'll probably be it for today. I don't really know what next we'll be testing out those brakes and running more brake lines. We gotta get all the brakes ran. So we'll be busy. But yeah, slave cylinders mounted, pedals are remounted. A lot better spot. Next is, actually I gotta remount the seat. So that'll probably be getting done there tomorrow too.